Yes. Dr. Huda?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Kindly present your case.
I am presenting a case of a 35-year-old male, shopkeeper by occupation, resident of Sitapur, who came to us with a chief complaint of cough on and off since 3 months, fever on and off since 3 months, and hemoptysis on and off since 3 months. History of present illness. Patient was apparently asymptomatic 3 months back when he developed cough, which was insidious in onset, progressive, productive in nature, yellow in color, mucopurulent, 10 to 15 ml per day.
Huda, I would like to stop you here. When you start your presentation, you said he's a shopkeeper.
Yes, sir.
Do you think it is sufficient to tell about occupation? You don't want to expand it? Because occupation, I believe, is one of the very important issue in the respiratory diseases.
Yes, sir.
So just by saying that he's a shopkeeper, I believe it's not sufficient. So you have to tell that what actually he does in that profession. So what he does?
Yes, sir. Sir, so basically वो ये बता रहे थे कि सर वो किराने की दुकान है, essential services है वो,
Okay.
सर all the essential हाँ जो भी needs है उस चीज की उनकी शॉप है.
So there are a lot of dust. Those things, those details probably you have to take, because that might help in making your diagnosis and decide, and even when you are treating the patient. So those details are very, very essential. So in future, whenever you take history, you take like this. Okay, go ahead.
Sir, the history of present illness. Patient was apparently asymptomatic 3 months back when he developed cough.
So I can understand that patient is ill from last 3 months,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Okay.
Yes. When he developed cough, which was insidious in onset, progressive in nature, productive, yellow in color, mucopurulent, 15 ml per day. Which is now false swelling. There is no postural or diurnal variation and was not relieved on taking any medication. Then the patient developed fever.
Huda, I would like to stop here. You said that he has expectoration about 50 ml.
So 10 to 15 ml.
10 to 15 ml, and it is yellow in color.
Yes.
So what it suggests to you from the history point of view?
Sir, secondary infection. So patient.
So it suggests that possibly there are a bacterial infection. Do you know any other cause where sputum can be of yellow color apart from bacterial infection?
Sir, yellow color. Sir, in case of lung abscess.
No, it's the same thing. Bacterial infection in any other than infections can cause yellow coloration in the sputum.
Sir, COPD?
No, COPD, I'm not talking about how the COPD is going to produce COPD. There will be infection, then the sputum will.
There will be infection.
I mean, apart from infection, there are any other etiology which can turn sputum yellow in color. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is no postural or diurnal variation and the patient was not relieved on taking any medication. Patient then developed fever since 3 months, which was low grade, intermittent, with evening rise of temperature, non-documented and not associated with chills and rigors. There was no history of any headache. Fever was relieved on taking medication, antipyretics. Patient also complained of multiple episodes of hemoptysis since 3 months, which usually occurs in every 3 to 5 days, quantifying around 5 to 10 ml per episode, and red in color. The first episode was 3 months back, and the last episode was 2 days back.
Okay. Maximum amount was 5 ml.
Yes, sir. 5 to 10 ml per episode.
Do you know how to quantify hemoptysis? Massive. How you classify?
Sir, a massive hemoptysis is 500 to 600 ml in 24 hours.
Okay.
It's termed as massive hemoptysis.
Yes. What is moderate?
Sir, if it is less than 500 ml or more than 150 ml, so we term it as moderate hemoptysis.
And what is mild?
Sir, if it is less than 100
ml. You don't know exactly. Okay, go ahead. Read it. What, how, when you call it mild, when you call it moderate, when you call it massive. Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Continue your history.
Yes. So patient also complained of loss of appetite and loss of weight. There was no history of nausea, vomiting. Headache, hoarseness of voice, abdominal distension, restlessness, and pain in abdomen.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Huda.
Past history. Patient has no history of type 2 diabetes mellitus, hypertension, jaundice. So patient had a past history of tuberculosis 3 years back. So the treatment history.
Yes,
the patient has a history of ATT intake 3 years back. So for 6 months, the patient took category 1. During that time, patient had developed cough and fever, for which he visited Zilla Hospital, Sitapur, where he was advised sputum for AFB and chest X-ray. Sputum for AFB came out to be positive, and he was taken on category 1 DOTS with immediate effect for the next 6 months. Patient responded.
What is category 1 DOTS? When
sir,
he took
yes, sir. Sir, it comprises of HRZE for 2 months, followed by HRE for the next 4 months, a total duration of 6 months.
Okay. So it is 4 drugs followed by 3 drugs for total duration of 6 months. This was category 1.
Yes.
It's a daily regimen or intermittent regimen?
A daily regimen.
It was daily regimen.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So patient responded well to the treatment and was relieved symptomatically after 6 months of treatment, and patient had no adverse drug reactions.
During the treatment?
Yes, sir. During the treatment, the patient complained of no adverse drug reaction.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So family history, total of 6 members were there in the family: mother, father, 1 brother, wife, and 1 son. There is also a history of ATT intake in the family. So father had ATT history 4 years back. So for which he had taken category 1 DOTS, and he responded to treatment, and there was no adverse reaction.
Father had suffered from
4 years back. Yes.
Okay.
So
there is a family history of tuberculosis, history of contact in the family.
Yes, the history of contact is present.
Okay.
So personal history, patient is a non-vegetarian by diet. So he's a smoker who smokes 10 cigarettes per day for 20 years with a smoking index of 200 and pack years, 10 pack per year. 10 pack years.
Okay.
And so he's a current smoker. He has not quit smoking. Okay. So there is no history of any alcohol consumption or tobacco chewing. And the patient has decreased appetite with normal bowel and bladder habits.
Okay. So that complete your history?
Yes, sir. That completes my history, sir.
Okay. So from history, what is your impression about the case? Could you think of a disease or more than one when you called as a differential diagnosis? Because as you said, he had suffered from tuberculosis 3 years back. He got adequate treatment and he responded to that treatment. Yes. And with the gap of 3 years, he got such type of symptom. So what is your impression?
Sir, it could be, sir, pulmonary tuberculosis again. So reactivation.
So it could be again means what is the real term for this?
So reactivation of pulmonary tuberculosis.
Reactivation. The new term probably has been used as recurrent tuberculosis.
Recurrent, yes, recurrent pulmonary tuberculosis.
Initially, it was known as relapse.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes.
Can you define what was the definition of relapse, and the same definition today is of recurrent?
So relapse, any patient, sir, who had already taken, sir, category 1 DOTS. And,
complete treatment, who has taken complete treatment.
Treatment completion. sir, and he again suffered from pulmonary tuberculosis.
And declared cured at that time.
Yes,
and
sir.
then he gets the disease again. That is known as relapse, or now this term was replaced
as
with
recurrent.
Okay. So it could be a recurrence of TB. That is one.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you may think of?
Sir, since he already has a history, sir, so of ATT intake 3 years back, so it could be post-tubercular fibrocavitary disease.
It could be a post-tubercular fibrosis. How
yes,
from
sir,
the history? How you can say that there is a fibrocavitary? So
yes,
it
sir,
could be because of the healed tuberculosis.
Yes, sir.
3 years back, his tuberculosis might have healed, had some lesion left, and that is the sequelae of healed tuberculosis. Because all the things,
yes,
secondary infection, hemoptysis, they can be all because of the healed tuberculosis. So it could be active tuberculosis, it could be a healed tuberculosis.
Yes.
And what any other diagnosis you may think of?
So these are the two main diagnoses.
Because from the history, loud thinking is from the history. He has been a chronic smoker.
Yes, sir.
So any other disease you may think of? What was his age? 35 years.
5 years.
35 years, yes. So any other disease you may think? Can you think COPD? Can you think lung cancer?
Sir, we can
you think pneumonia? Cancer. Pneumonia has occurred in last...
Pneumonia long-standing for 3 months, but highly unlikely.
So
loud thinking, yes, we can think of other diseases too.
After the history, after history, there should be a loud thinking. That yes, what are the possibilities I may have with this much of? And yeah, if your thinking is correct, ultimately you are going... I always have, has told everybody that history gives you about 80 to 85% of the points for diagnosis and even for treatment. So good history is very, very important. Okay. So with this differential diagnosis, go ahead. Go yes, for the physical examination.
Yes, sir. So general examination, so patient is well oriented.
Tell me only the positive finding in general examination.
Sir, on respiratory examination, sir, lower respiratory tract on inspection.
No, general examination has nothing significant.
Sir, yes, there's no significant finding on general examination. So systemic examination, the respiratory system, so in the lower respiratory tract, on inspection, so the movement of chest appears to be decreased on the right side, and sir, trachea appears to be shifted on the right side. Okay. With drooping of shoulders. So these are the positive findings on inspection. Sir, which is later confirmed on palpation. So on palpation, the movement on the right side is decreased.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So trachea is shifted to the right side. So okay. Sign is positive. Drooping of shoulders. The hemithorax, so there's significant findings in the hemithorax, sir, and so reduced chest expansion.
Okay.
And sir, apex beat is shifted. So apex beat is shifted towards the mid-clavicular line, lateral towards the mid-clavicular line.
Apex beat is. Can you tell me the exact position of the apex beat?
Sir, normally it is 1.25 centimeter medial to the mid-clavicular line.
Yes. Now it is how much away from the mid-clavicular line? How much?
Sir, it is 0.5 centimeters.
So you are telling that he has a disease on the right side, as I understood.
Yes, sir.
He has a disease on the right side.
Yes, sir.
Please think over again. So now, if the heart is going away, that is lateral to the mid-clavicular line, what type of disease can do like this? Are you something you are confused? Suppose you have told there's movements are diminished on the right side, So it means there is
Yes,
some
sir.
disease on the right side.
Yes, sir.
And you talked about in the history fibrocavitary disease you are thinking of.
Sir, it is shifted to the medial side, sir.
So it should
Yes, sir,
come.
sir.
It should come
Yes,
on
sir.
the same side, na?
Yes,
It should
sir.
come
Yes,
on the
sir.
same side. So it must be shifted on the. Please let me know what is. Say it again. Where is the apex beat?
Sir, it is sir 1.5 centimeter medial to the mid-clavicular
Medial.
line in the fifth
Okay.
intercostal.
So little
Yes,
shifted on the right on the
yes,
right side.
on the yes.
Oh, what is apex beat? Can you define apex beat?
Sir, sir, apex beat is the sir visible pulsation seen, sir, of the left
Actually,
ventricle, sir.
yes, with pulsations can be seen, but in
Yes.
apex beat, what you see or you palpate? What actually you do?
Sir,
No doubt you see.
Sir,
First
yes,
you
sir.
inspection. First you do the inspection, so it will be seen.
Yes,
But
sir.
as
Followed
per
by
definition, it is what? It is palpable findings of the palpation because you confirm apex beat in palpation.
Yes, sir. So findings of palpation.
So it's finding of palpation.
Yes, sir.
There may be visible pulsations for so many reasons.
Yes, sir.
But when you have to palpate, then you have to. So it is a outermost and lowermost part of the cardiac impulse, which is best felt. Which is
Yes, sir.
best felt.
Right.
So that's basically a finding of a palpation.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Sir, so there is sir percussion. Sir, so chronic isthmus is is obliterated on the right side, and sir on the left side it appears to be normal. So
What is normal? What is normal chronic isthmus?
Sir, that is sir 5 centimeter.
5 centimeter.
Yes.
So on left side it is 5 centimeter. On the right side it is not there. It is completely obliterated.
Yes, sir. So clavicular percussion, sir, appears to be dull. Sir, dull note is found. Sir, infraclavicular and mammary area, sir, dull note is found. Sir, impaired. So impaired note is found.
So impaired or dull? Tell me one finding.
Sir, I'm slightly confused. Sir, dull.
Dull. Okay. Dull note is there. Okay.
Yes, sir. So the rest of the sir areas, sir, appears to be sir resonant. Resonant node is found.
Okay.
Sir, on auscultation, sir, so normal vesicular breath sounds are found, whereas the added sounds, sir, on the, sir, so there is bronchial breathing present on the suprascapular and intrascapular sir, region.
So there is a bronchial breathing.
Yes, sir, there is bronchial breathing present, sir.
How many types of bronchial breathing do you know?
Sir, amphoric, cavernous, and tubular.
Tubular. So what type of breathing is this? Can you identify?
Sir, so most probably, sir, it is cavernous breathing.
Cavernous type of
sir,
breathing.
it could be because of sir, cavity, underlying cavity.
Suggestive of a cavity. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
What about accompaniments? You told there are some added sounds?
Yes, sir. There are added sounds. So, so bronchial breathing is the added sound that we could appreciate.
Bronchial breathing was breath sound. When you auscultate, you tell about three things. About the type of breath sounds. You know, you might have seen my YouTube. I have about 1.5 hour lecture on auscultation.
Yes, sir.
I have another lecture on history taking, another very exhaustive lecture. You must have seen that.
Yes,
so when you talk about the breath auscultation, there are three findings one has to concentrate. One is about the breath sound. You said there is a bronchial breath sound. Second point is added sound. So you said, what you said, there are some crepitation. What?
Sir, crepitations are found, sir, on again in the sir, suprascapular region and interscapular region.
And what is the third finding which is seen?
Sir, vocal resonance.
Vocal. So third is vocal resonance. So what is vocal resonance like?
So vocal resonance is sir, decreased.
Okay.
Sir, on the yes, sir, right suprascapular region and interscapular region.
It is decreased. You are on one side, you are saying there is a cavernous type of a bronchial breathing. And on the other side,
Yes,
you
sir.
are saying it is decreased. So to me, it is not compatible.
Yes, sir. It is, sir, it is increased.
So increased.
Yes, sir,
What to what extent it is increased? Do you know what is WP, which is Whispering Pectoral Key?
Yes, sir. Sir, we tell the patient to, so whisper slowly and make
Whisper
it clear. Yes,
one,
sir.
two, three. Whisper
Yes,
1, 2, 3.
sir, we can clearly hear the sound.
Clearly here. So that is known as whispering, WP. No?
Yes, sir.
So is WP there?
Sir, sir,
You are not. You are not sure.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir,
to you, it appears to be increased.
Yes, sir. It appears to be.
Okay. So that ends the respiratory system examination.
Yes, sir.
Any other thing you wanted to tell in the systemic examination?
No, sir. So other respiratory systems appear to be
Other than
normal.
respiratory system, other systems are within normal limits.
Yes, sir. Within normal limits. And so this
Do you have something in the upper respiratory tract?
No, sir. Upper respiratory tract, so there were no signs of any DNS or polyp or any gingivitis, whole cavity. So satisfactory hygiene was noted.
Okay. So now with this much of history, person who is ill for last 3 months, with the background history of past history of ATT, if I summarize, and then on the physical examination, your findings are confined mainly onto the right side. Probably evidence of some space reduction, as you said, trachea and heart is shifted, and there's evidence of bronchial breathing. So what now finally you are thinking about diagnosis?
Sir, firstly, sir, my differential diagnosis comprises of recurrent pulmonary tuberculosis, because sir,
now you know this is not work. This will not work. Now when you have examined the patient,
yes, sir,
you should talk what changes has been produced in the lung in terms of pathology.
Okay, sir.
Because now you have examined, we have said certain findings are there. So just simply by saying whether it is tuberculosis, whether it is non-tuberculosis, probably investigation will tell. But from the history, it appeared that he had a fever, he had recurrent hemoptysis, he had cough. So that could be an active tuberculosis, but that you will decide in the investigation.
Yes, sir. Sir, the positive findings on auscultation and on examination, sir, it suggests, sir, pathology of lung reduction. And so, sir, there's some
lung reduction, and what suggests the cavernous breathing?
Sir, there is a cavity. There is an underlying cavity.
So only cavity, or along with cavity with fibrosis?
Sir, fibrosis with cavity.
So as you have said yourself that there is a space reduction, and then there is evidence of cavernous breathing. So it appears that it could be fibrocavitary disease.
Yes, fibrocavitary
disease. This could be old one when he took the previous treatment, and this could be new development, right?
Yes.
Fibrosis definitely will be the old one, but development of cavity may be new.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now with this, how you proceed to investigate this case?
Sir, firstly, sir, we would ask the patient's chest X-rays. We'll get a chest X-ray done.
The chest X-ray. So I will tell you about the chest X-ray. In chest X-ray, there is evidence of fibrosis. Trachea is shifted, heart is also shifted, and there is evidence of cavity. So that was X-ray. What else you would like to do now?
Sir, we would further proceed with, sir, since the patient has told that, so there's 10 to 15 ml of expectoration. So we would send the patient sputum for sputum AFB, and sir, followed by sir, sputum CBNAT, since he has already had a history of ATT intake.
Which stain is used to demonstrate AFB?
Sir, ZN staining.
Gill-Nelson stain. Gill-Nelson is a name is a name of a method of that staining. I ask you a question: which stain do you use to demonstrate AFB?
Sir, methylene blue.
Methylene blue.
Yes, sir.
Methylene blue is a methylene. Have you ever seen the slide in which there was
Yes,
AFB? What is the color of AFB?
Sir, pink.
Pink. So it can't be methylene blue. Methylene blue is a counter stain.
Yes, sir. It is a counter stain.
It's a carbon fuscin.
Yes, sir. Carbon is the stain followed by
JR1 की सारी बातें आप भूल चुकी हैं लग रहा है. अब JR3 हो गई जिसके मतलब थोड़ा याद नहीं रहेगा वो चीज.
So sorry, sir.
It is a carbon fuscin. Okay. So AFB was positive.
Yes.
Gene expert was also demonstrated the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, means TB was detected.
Yes.
And rifampicin resistance was not detected. Now this was the investigation. Now, what is your impression now? Sputum positive for AFB and gene expert positive, but no rifampicin resistance.
So the patient is a case of drug-sensitive tuberculosis, and sir, as so we all know.
So it appears that it was a recurrent TB, active TB, and it is drug-sensitive tuberculosis because by the gene expert we could find out. Yes. Now, this patient, suppose, has come to you. How will you manage this case?
Sir,
how will you treat?
Sir, firstly, sir, our basic initial management is to control hemoptysis.
Yes, very good. So, control hemoptysis. Yes. So okay.
So the first that would
what you will do to control hemoptysis? What treatment? So essentially is a bed rest to the lungs, right? Yes. And then you give some cough, expectorant or suppressant.
Suppressant.
You give some cough suppressant. You might give some antibiotic. Yes. That is how the hemoptysis is essentially treated. Yes. And what about tuberculosis? How you like to treat? Whether you put CAT1, CAT2, CAT4. Now we have got many types of treatment.
Yes, I will take the patient category 1. Sir, as we all know, sir, category 2 has been abolished in 2018 December.
Very good.
The patient will be taken on category 1, which comprises of 4 drugs for the first 2 months, followed by 3 drugs for the next 4 months.
So it is the same treatment what he has received previously. Yes, same treatment you would like to keep.
Yes, sir.
And what do you think? What would be the prognosis of this patient? Suppose after 2 months you found that sputum has become negative.
Yes, sir.
Which was initially positive.
Yes,
do you repeat gene expert also?
Sir, no.
Gene expert is not repeated. Gene expert is only for diagnostic purposes, not for the follow-up purposes. Yes. So I said sputum became negative. So it means he is responding. Yes, his symptoms has vanished. Hemoptysis controlled.
Yes,
so patient will ask, sir, मेरा क्या होगा? मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा? मेरे को दोबारा टीबी हुई है, सर. तो आप क्या बताएंगे मरीज को?
Reassure him so that if he completes the whole treatment, there are chances that he'll be cured completely. And sir, for the symptom of hemoptysis, sir, since he has already developed fibrosis, yes. Sir, we will tell him and we will counsel him to see for further increase in the symptoms of hemoptysis and quantification also. And sir, right. We'll call him for follow-up.
Right, follow-up. Do you think there is any role for surgery as disease has occurred again? Any role of surgery in this patient? Do you visualize?
Sir, so currently, as per his history and examination, and sir, based on chest X-ray, so right now, since sir, we only prefer surgery in cases of sir where the lung has been compromised and it is easy to resect. And sir, in patients of high bacterial load. So at this moment,
it doesn't appear that as the sputum became negative.
Yes, sir. So at this moment,
he is responding.
Ideal candidate for surgery.
Only indication I can see that suppose he had a cavity and fibrosis and that persists.
Yes,
that persists means if there is an open healing of the cavity, yes, and if he has a recurrent hemoptysis, so in that scenario we may think of a surgery.
At this moment, sir, no.
So thank you, Huda. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How did you rate yourself? How did you perform in this exam? In this case, what is your rating?
Sir,
Honestly,
Sir,
it's okay, or you need improvement?
Sir, I need improvement.
Okay, you need improvement.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Thank you, Huda.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Yes, thank you.